本日お越しいただきありがとうございます。これだけのたくさんのお客さんに来ていただいて本当に嬉しく思っています。今楽しんでいただいたかと思いますけども、またお友達等にお伝えいただいて、もっとお客さんが来ていただけるようにしていただけたらありがたいです。日本のタイトルは、レオノールの脳内ヒプナゴジアということで、英語ではレオノールズブレインヒプナゴジアっていうふうに Facebook とかで自動翻訳されるんで、そういうふうに記憶しておりますけども、本日よろしくお願いします。
それではシェイラさんにお尋ねします。まずこの奇想天外な映画の出演オファーをいただいてどう感じたのか、脚本はその時読んだんでしょうか。
Well, I was doing a musical in Manila, and the producers of the show watched it, and they said that, oh, I think we can use her as Lenore. So they watched it another time, my show, and then on the third time they brought the director Martika over, and I think Martika liked what she saw in my performance in the musical, and I was very, very surprised that she would like to do an action movie with me. Because that's not really something that is done. An action movie is usually a young person, strong, but I like the story. I found it interesting, but more than that, I really found our director, Martika, very interesting. She's probably the reason why I said yes to the project. When I read it, I said, oh, this is nice. An old woman is at the helm of an action movie. So it was different, and that's why I said yes.
エスコバル監督っていうのはどういう人だと思いますか？
She is so talented. She's very gifted. She's very focused. And most of all, I think she has such a kind heart. A wonderful person who thinks about all the aspects of production, the people who are working. She's very kind, but she's also very focused on her vision. And when she shares it with you, you really get drawn to it. And that's exactly how I felt when she shared me her vision, her passion. I knew in my heart I would love to work with her. And true enough, everybody in the production respect her, in spite of the fact that she's so young. She's very young, but she's so gifted and she's so kind. She's such a good heart, and so talented.
このチャーミングなレオノールおばあちゃんというキャラクターを、マーティ監督とどのように作っていったんでしょうか。そしてアイディアとかを出したんでしょうか。
I think Marty's inspiration for Leonore is actually her grandmother, and her grandmother used to be very secretive as well, just like Leonore. She's very private and yet very strong woman. That's the inspiration of Marty, and I can relate to that. Because the years that I've spent on this earth, the years that I've spent on stage, and just relationship with people, I think there's something about Lenore's strength that attracted me to her, because I am also quite a strong woman, I think. I may not be as despondent as she was, but I've gone through so many things in my life that I can relate to the pain that she went through. Losing a son is a very painful thing. I have lost people in my family as well. I've lost my sisters, my father. In fact, out of 8 siblings, there are just 4 of us living. So I've lost 4 of my other siblings. So I can relate to death. I can relate to the pain. I can relate to the sadness that Lenore went through. I also relate to the fact that you want to change something, mistakes that you have done in the past. You want to change that. The desire, oh, if I can only go back and change this. I also have it in me. it wasn't so difficult to step into the life of Lenore, as far as I'm concerned.
So this is action film, but it's also about the love for your family, right? So is in the Philippines, like there are many films like that talking about the family and the love.
Yes, definitely. There are a lot of films back home that deals with family. I think it's something very universal for all people of the world. When you talk about family, no one family is perfect. There's always some form of conflict or some problems that can happen to a family, but it is how you deal with it. So I think Lenore and her love for her boys, her sons, is something that people all over the world can relate to. It's not, like I said, it's not just in the Philippines, but in many parts of the world. I think this is a universal message of how important family is to all of us, how important our sons or our daughters or even her ex-husband still loves her. We may have relationships that may not work because we can't live together, but there are friendships that can be born out of pain and suffering. There are many friendships. That's why I think I love the message of that. I loved especially the dynamics of the family when it comes to Lenore, something I can truly relate to. And I think everybody in the world can relate to.
So like, how do you think about this, completed the film? Like, what's your impression of Leonor, the film itself?
Of course, I love the film. I'm very proud of it. I truly am very proud of it. But most of all, I am the reaction of people towards it. It's different because I worked on that film longer, and Marty and I have been collaborating on it. But it's different when it's already finished and people are responding to it. People are responding to the film. That's why I can really say that this particular film, not only is it because it is my first feature film where I am the lead actress, but because of where it's been received with so much love in this world, and it's just so special that we're here in Japan, and I hope that you share my love for it.
The director Marty said, in the Philippines, like the action films are so popular, right? And action stars even become a president.
Yes.
And for you, how do you think about the violence in the action film?
Well, in order to be able to see where love wins, is sometimes you have to go through the violence. Like back at home, well, generally all around the world, things are not going very well. There's always a need for mankind, for each of us, Filipinos mostly. They try to look for a hero who can save us from all the painful things that are happening in the world. And it so happens back home, because we revere, or many Filipinos revere action stars, they vote them into positions of power, of authority in the country. And some of them do very well, others they don't. They're very good actors, but they're not very good public servants, because when you enter politics, that's a whole new different ball game. Well, I actually abhor it. But see, the thing about Lenore, she was an action movie writer, yes, but towards the end, if you see what she says to the mayor, the bad guy, she says, stop it already, enough, there's just too much violence already, stop it already. That's what she was trying to do, is to stop the violence from happening already. And if I had any kind of power like Lenore did, I would do the same. I don't think that we showed violence in such a terrible manner, in such a horrendous manner. I think we were true to the action star or the action genre of the 70s, where you have people hitting each other and all that. I hate the one that I hate most is that the nail in the eye. That one is a bit too much for me. But then again, I think that had to be done. That had to be done to show the rage of Reynaldo, the action star, to show the rage, because this man shot his mother. And so that rage turned into him killing this man with a nail on his eye. So it's, I think that it just shows the amount of rage that can happen to each one of us when our loved one gets hurt.